Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm actually back at Allegory Gallery. How crazy is that, right? I feel like I've been doing lives from my home office, from Star Cottage Studio. It's been a while, I think, since I've had a live here at Allegory Gallery, actually, in the gallery. So thank you all for tuning in today. I'm going to say right off the bat, if you are watching, please hit that like button. Make sure you like our Facebook page. Please follow our Facebook page. You can turn on notifications if you want to know when we go live. We try to do it live at 5 p.m. Eastern time every weekday, but sometimes we're a little bit off. So please turn on those notifications. If you're watching this on YouTube, or even if you're not, if you have a YouTube account, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We really would appreciate that because we need those subscribers over there. We're trying to do more on YouTube and trying to get that going a little bit. As many of you saw yesterday, Andrew was blocked from doing Facebook Lives, and we don't know why he was blocked on Facebook. Andrew tries to make sure that when he is in an event like the Great Bead Extravaganza, anybody who comments, he tries to make sure he thanks them or goes through and answers all the comments. And sometimes Facebook thinks that you are spamming people instead of actually replying to the people who are talking about your video. So that could be one of the reasons that he was blocked, because Facebook thinks he's spamming people when really he's actually thanking people and answering questions from the TGBE videos. So with seeing that and really realizing how important Facebook is, because most of our people are out there on Facebook, we would like to try to make YouTube a big place for us too. And the only way we can do that is if all of you go out there and join us on YouTube as well, and hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell to turn on notifications when we go live on YouTube. I've done it with my personal YouTube account, and I get emails and notifications every time we go live here on the Allegory Gallery page. It works really well. But we don't want, Facebook cracks down on people for weird things sometimes and in weird ways. So we want to try to have another platform that we can use to reach out to you all when something like that happens. Luckily, we stream here through StreamYard, so that has been available to us, and I was able to get Andrew hooked up on that once I got home from my other job, because he doesn't use it and he wasn't sure how to use it. So we were able to get that hooked up for him, but it's not, that's not the best solution, is not to be able to use Facebook and have a workaround. So if we can do YouTube, we would like to go out there and have more subscribers on YouTube and have you all out there on YouTube as well, just in case something like that happens again. We don't want to lose y'all. We've heard catastrophic stories about friends of ours who have businesses having their entire business account just wiped away. We have 7,000 or 8,000 of you here on Facebook if you're watching there, and we have 7,000 or 8,000 followers, I think, on Facebook, and we have 500 some on YouTube. We have no other accounts with that kind of quantity of followers and where you all are at. So we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, especially after seeing what happened yesterday and the day when Facebook and Instagram went down as well. So please, if you can subscribe to us on YouTube, we hope you'll do that. We're not asking just for no reason. We have very specific goals that we're trying to meet on YouTube. And if we can meet those goals, then it gives us purpose to do more there. And it's also really good because YouTube is much easier in a lot of cases to stream on large televisions and in your living room, and make it a little easier to watch some of our videos and things that way instead of just on phones or small devices. So that's my plug. That's my plug for today. Please go over there. Thank you, Diane, for going over there and doing that. Suzanne got dinged for saying things. It happens, right? It happens. And you don't know why sometimes. Sometimes people report, we've had people report us just because they didn't like us, just they didn't like that we were LGBT. They didn't like, whatever reason. We've had it all. It's it's one of those things. So you never know what's going to happen. And we would like I said, not to put all our eggs in one basket, which they kind of are right now. Y'all are our biggest supporters out there on Facebook land. And like I said, we have 7,000 or 8,000 followers out there, and we don't want to lose y'all if something does happen to happen. So please, let's find other ways to connect. We do have Instagram, but that's kind of the same thing as Facebook because they own it. Meta owns it. So we would like to have different ways of connecting with you just in case. So who all is out there? Debbie is with us. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Julie. Of course, Suzanne. Hello. Marianne, June, and Brooke. Susan is with us. Kimberly just joined in. Thank you so much. Andrew said, we would hate to lose contact with all of you out there. Yesterday was super stressful, right? We know, like, we focus a lot of effort on Facebook because we know that's where most of you are at. And it gets scary when Facebook goes down or when things like this happen that prevent us from actually being able to reach out to you. So, hey, Barbara, thanks for joining us out there on YouTube. Thank you so much. Yeah, and if you can watch on YouTube, we hope you will. We need those. We need subscribers, and we need what are called watch hours. We need people to be watching actively on YouTube. A lot of people don't realize, but especially to be able, like some of our videos, our tutorials, YouTube's already put ads in those, and we don't get paid for them. We don't get paid for ads until we get up to 1,000 subscribers. And then if we have enough watch hours, we can then start getting paid a little bit of money for each ad that you watch. And that's kind of how YouTube works. If you watch the ads, the longer you watch the ads, the more that the people in the videos get paid. That's one of those things, right? And some people don't know that. Some people just, you fast forward through the ads. But if you really, really like a channel on YouTube, think about watching their ads once in a while, because the longer you watch those ads, the more money they get from them. Also, the longer you watch a video on YouTube, the more chance that YouTube is going to share that video with other people. So YouTube very much tracks down to the second how long you are watching each video on YouTube, and then they report it to us and tell us our average duration or how long these have watched in these number of hours. So YouTube tracks all of that, and the longer you watch a video, if you start watching a tutorial by some of your friends or your favorite stores or favorite merchants on YouTube, please watch as much of it as you can, because if you stop it a minute in, then people say, or YouTube decides that, okay, well, this is a 10-minute video, but people are generally only watching it for a minute or two, so we're not going to suggest it to anybody. And so you may have just decided, you don't have time at the moment to watch it, but YouTube has decided that you don't like that video and it's not going to share it. So that's just some things, knowing behind the scenes and putting out videos that I'm allowed to say right now. But as I have heard that if you are accepted to get money from the ads, what they call monetization on YouTube, you're no longer allowed to tell people that. You can't ask people to watch your video longer, or you can't tell people how things work. So we are doing it because we're not there yet, right? So, but once we get to that point, then we're not able to tell you that. So that's why we're asking to try to get up to 1,000 subscribers. I think we need 1,000 subscribers, and I don't know if it's 40,000 watch hours or something crazy like that. But we're about halfway on the subscribers. We're just over 500 subscribers right now, and we're about an eighth of the way on the watch hours, I think, or a sixth of the way on watch hours. So the more people that are actively watching us on YouTube, the better off that will be for us. So let's see, what's everyone saying? Andrew had to smudge the cottage yesterday, right? Kimberly says, I've watched many blocked on Instagram. Yeah, 48 hours for crazy things, right? Just innocuous things. Exactly. And it can happen. You never know. And you can't do anything about it. You can try to fight it, and you hit a button and you say, I don't agree with this. But what does that do? If they've already made their decision, there's not much you can do. There's nothing you can do actually with their decision. Barbara says, I didn't know I usually watch on Facebook, but I'll try to do YouTube. Thanks so much. We really appreciate that. Yeah, we want to just make sure that we can connect with you all. You know, we don't want to lose that. We have a great community on Facebook, but if that was ever taken away from us in any way, we'd want to make sure that everyone else is somewhere else that we can reach out to. Brooke says, good to know I'm on YouTube a good part of the day while I'm working on other things. Well, I'm doing other things or working. Yeah. Yeah, so you can watch us on YouTube as well. Susan says, I've seen people do bad things and never get blocked, right? It's sometimes you don't know. You never know. Terry says, I didn't know that about yeah, they keep the stats. They keep the stats. So if they see a video, like I said, that's 10 minutes long and they see people generally watching it for a minute or two, they will not recommend that video to people. So we want to, you know, keep pushing people, you know, to hopefully keep watching. We want you to watch. We hope we're giving you content that you want to watch. And if we're not, let us know in the comments what you would rather see, right? That's what it's all about. We're all one big community here, and we want to make sure that we're doing things that you want to see. We're not in the business of, you know, selling beads that no one wants. That's not the goal. So hopefully you want to see what we have. Andrew said, I have the ads play and then I go to the bathroom, old school style. Nothing like the frantic race to get back before you miss anything, right? Exactly. Do watch hours count when you're live streaming on StreamYard as well? I believe they do, but I'm not 100% sure. Streaming is kind of a new thing for us on YouTube, and I've not really looked into whether the watch hours count while we're streaming or not. Our watch hours lately have been going up slightly, so I'm guessing and thinking that it does, but I know that sometimes lives are different in certain platforms, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure 100%. I need to look into that. Hello, Diane. Thanks for joining us. Andrew says, it doesn't do anything when you disagree. At the start of this video, I got a reminder that I'm blocked from going live. See? Crazy. Crazy. Oh, let's see here. Does it work the same for both live and replay videos? As far as on YouTube, I'm not sure what you're asking. And that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if the watch hours and the time that people are watching count. I can't imagine it would be different. It doesn't seem like it would make any sense, but that it would be different because you're still watching and they still have you on YouTube watching, and they're trying to push the live videos even more. So I would think that would count toward our watch hours, but I'm not 100% sure. Debbie says, I will make sure to pay attention to your site on YouTube. Thank you so much, Debbie. Yeah, go over there. It's just youtube.com/allegory gallery, and you can find us and hit that subscribe, hit the little bell, and it will send you an email or a notification if you have the app that Allegory Gallery is going live, so you can watch us over there. Renee says, I was just on the website and had my eyes on a few items. Love that the enamels were added. Yeah, we just added those late yesterday. And remember, use coupon. I'm going to put it up right here because it is still available. Use coupon code TGBE and save 15%. You can even save on those enamels. You can even save on those enamels. Susan says, I might try Facebook on my phone and YouTube on my iPad. Yeah, that would be great. And remember, YouTube is really easy generally to put on most TVs. So if you have an Apple TV or Chromecast, or you have a Fire Stick by Amazon, all of those have a YouTube app, and you can go in the YouTube app and you can watch us on the big screen. Sometimes because we're streaming in 720, we stream in 720p because that's what StreamYard allows us to do. Sometimes it's a little fuzzy on larger screens, but it works, and it works really well. Andrew said, in all honesty, I don't really care about the numbers. I know some people are really concerned about that. To me, it's about quality over quantity, but there are lots of tools that you get unlocked once you reach certain milestones. Yeah, that's the thing. The only way that YouTube, because everything is automated, the only way that YouTube determines if you're quality over quantity is if people are watching. That's how they determine that. And that's sometimes fair and sometimes not, right? If you're a very small niche, and you have really good content, but only a small number of people are ever going to watch what you do, you're not going to blow up on YouTube ever. So it's kind of sad that that's the only way that they have metrics, but because it's, you know, it's AI, it's all computer, it's all automated. So they judge everything by statistics. That's how long you watch, that's how many subscribers you have. And they're not going to set you up with an account where they're going to pay you for an ad until you have at least 1,000 subscribers and I think 10,000 watch hours or 40,000 watch hours or something like that in a certain amount of time. So that's just what they do. I don't really care about the numbers either, other than I want to reach those so that we can do more with all of you out there on YouTube. And if we have that income from ads, like I said, they're already showing ads in some of our tutorials and things on YouTube. But if we actually get paid for that, then that's passive income. Once we make a video, that money hopefully will just keep coming in and we can continue using that money to fund more videos and more tutorials for YouTube on things that don't necessarily make money on their own, if that makes sense. I hope so. You know, it's all about trying to find ways to do the fun stuff that we really want to do, like making tutorials and showing people how to do things. But a lot of that stuff doesn't actually make us money because we're a bead store and we sell made things. So showing you how to make something with enamel necessarily doesn't make us money. Selling enamel things does. So in order to make the tutorials, instead of making the video saying to buy these, to make the video tutorials, we need another income source. And that's where that passive ad income from YouTube could come in handy and would allow us to do more fun stuff that we would actually prefer to do. I don't want to sit here and show you things every day, all the time on things to buy. I'd rather be showing you and have Andrew be showing you how to make stuff and how to do stuff and how to, you know, increase your knowledge. That's what we like to do. We like to increase your knowledge, but we also have to make a living. So that's kind of why we always are like begging, please sign up on YouTube. Yeah. Let's see here. Brooke says, I find I like Facebook when you're live because I'm sometimes in a chatty mood, but if I'm working, I watch on YouTube and try to earn you credit. Thank you. That's great. Let's see. Can you make a post on the TGBE asking people to subscribe on YouTube? I know you gained a lot of new fans after your demo on Saturday. They may want to learn again how to find you. Yeah, we will be doing that over time. Anybody who came to visit our Facebook page, we did put a banner up or a post, pinned post saying, come find us on YouTube. But that's a good idea. We'll have to throw something in the TGBE. Hey, Teresa, thank you so much for joining in. Terry says, I always just watch on Facebook. I didn't realize that it makes a difference. It can, you know, we can also get income from Facebook, but you have to send us stars. And that takes money away from you when you could just use that money to be buying stuff in the online store, right? I think it's like a penny per star, and that's what we get from it as well. So we do have monetization here on YouTube or on Facebook, where you can get stars. But like I said, you all have to pay for the stars to get them. On YouTube, all you have to do is just watch an ad and not fast forward through it, and we get paid from that. So it is a difference. It is a difference as far as looking at it as a passive kind of income. For you all out there, it's not necessarily a big difference unless you really want to see us give you more tutorials and more educational videos. Then we can only do that if we find another income source, like what can happen if we have ads on Facebook. Let's see. Diane says, it's frustrating. You guys are so great. Andrew's lives are one of the best things I watch. There are so many disgusting things on Facebook that people can watch. It makes no sense, right? I really, you know, as we were thinking about it, either somebody did, you know, send a report about us because, like I said, being LGBT and, you know, just other things, people have done that to us. So that's a possibility. It very much is. But also because we try to be conscientious about thanking people for their comments and replying to everybody's comment that we possibly can, especially when we're doing a big event like the TGBE. And my guess is because Andrew was trying to reply to every single comment practically on his live video, I think probably they thought he was spamming. When you're just answering your own comments, you would think that should be, normal. They see Andrew is hooked up to the account that streamed live, but instead they block him from doing lives anymore. Doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is, and there's no fighting it. Unfortunately, there's no fighting it. So we just have to have another place. We just have to have another place, and YouTube is one of the few places that Facebook does not own. Facebook owns Instagram, so we can work on Instagram, but if we get our Facebook account blocked, we probably get, I don't know if Andrew could go live on Instagram right now. They probably have him blocked. So it's, we have to have something else other than Facebook. And really, the whole social media world is very small. You have Facebook and Instagram together. You have Twitter and you have YouTube. Those are really the biggest sites for any kind of social. And YouTube's not even social media, really. At least I don't consider it that. So it's more of a video site. So really, you have Facebook-owned properties or you have Twitter for social media, and so it's really hard. But we need to have another place, and I think YouTube should be that place, because not only can we get passive income for things we do there, but it's not owned by the same people who can block us here, right? Or on Facebook or Instagram. And we're too long-winded for Twitter. So that's just what it comes down to. I do Twitter posts once in a while, and it's hard. I'm just too wordy, and Andrew I think is too. We're just too wordy for Twitter. It's great to connect with people. Sometimes I do like Twitter a lot, but for our business it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So we have a presence there, and we do post things on there almost daily, but it's not really a big thing for us. Let's see here. Suzanne says, that is why this year I sent a generic thank you for the birthday wishes instead of thanking each person. Yeah, it's true. If you start thanking each person, and that's why sometimes on these videos, we don't go through and thank everyone, or, we can't do that every day. We can't, because we found out that if we do thank everybody and we do answer every question that we possibly can on every video every day, they start to block us. It's happened before. Usually they don't block us from going live. We get timed out. Andrew gets timed out, semi-regularly from being able to comment and reply to people. So we have to, leave some things unsaid, or, and we hate that, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Lorraine says, wherever you go, we will follow, but that is so wrong. Well, we appreciate it very much, Lorraine. Thank you so much. Terry, who jumped over to YouTube, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Lynn says, I missed the beginning, but didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. Yeah, this whole video so far has not been about Czech glass. It's been about trying to get everyone that we possibly can to subscribe to our YouTube. So I don't know if I made a little banner. Let me see if I have a banner here for YouTube. There we are. I did. YouTube.com/allegory gallery. You can watch these lives there. I taught Andrew how to use StreamYard, so we'll try and get him to do his lives over there as well, so that we can try and move as many people to YouTube as we possibly can. We're not leaving Facebook, but if you didn't see the news, Andrew has been blocked from going live on Facebook. We snuck through using our StreamYard system, but he cannot personally go live. He cannot go live on any of our pages or any of his own personal pages. And we think either somebody reported us for something, probably something dumb, because that happens. We're kind of used to it. We put ourselves out there a lot, and we're very open about who we are. So that happens to us. Or Andrew has often been stopped from commenting because he thanks people and replies to almost every comment in a lot of our videos. And so he's actually been stopped from commenting sometimes. They give him a 24-hour timeout. And so we think that might have happened on our own video when he was thanking people for watching and answering all the questions in the Enameling video that we did for the TGBE. They now think he's a spammer, so he's not allowed to go live at this point on Facebook. So we're trying to get everybody, as many people as we possibly can, to subscribe to us on YouTube, because there are ways of us making money that don't cost you anything, other than just watching our videos and watching some ads over there once in a while. So that's it. That's what we're doing. If somebody reported you guys for the LGBT, then that is ridiculous. It's happened before. We know that. Personally, I find Andrew and his witty humor a great break. Your evening chats are also a great break from the nastiness of the days. Thank you so much, Renee. We appreciate that. But yeah, things have happened. You know, not everyone is okay with LGBT. And we're very out there and we're very open. And these broadcasts are public. We don't set them to like friends only. We don't set them to just, we could do them in our groups where it would be a group only thing, but we don't. We go out there live, and you know, sometimes that happens. It's just the way of things, right? Marianne switched to the old YouTube. Thanks so much, Marianne. Andrew said, to me, I grew up in a system that controlled the flow of knowledge. If you wanted to learn, you had to pay. I grew up poor and went into massive amounts of debt trying to better myself. It set me back years getting out of debt. So to me, the democratization of knowledge, particularly niche information that is guarded with gatekeepers, is so important. I want to empower people. And that's really what we want to do. And so now, if we, like I said, Facebook, you can send us stars on these videos, and those stars are like little tips, and that's great. It'd be just like if you're tipping your barista or tipping, you know, a waiter or waitress, a server, but that costs you money. And if we can get monetized on YouTube, it doesn't cost you anything but some time watching an ad here and there. And that's what we're trying to go for. We don't want to cost you money. Let's get the money from all those ad people that are out there paying for that. And let's make some fun educational videos that no one has to pay for, and we don't feel bad using our time doing it because we're making money passively, and that would be great. Andrew said he's been blocked for more than 24 hours. It's been since Monday. I only just noticed it yesterday because I tried to go live. Brooke says, I don't know whether to give us a heart or a crying face, right? Let's do a heart. Let's still do a heart, because I think Facebook keeps track of those things too. If they see a lot of hearts and people loving things, it's good. If they see a lot of angry faces or people crying, then they know that might be a bad or depressing video. We don't want that. We don't want that. Debbie said, just came over to your site. Just came over to your site, YouTube, and already subscribed. Thank you so much, Debbie. We really appreciate that. Thank you for the help. Curious, what percentage of the money do you get from a star? I believe we get a penny. I think we get a penny per star. And I think on your first time buying stars, at least for mine, they were a penny each. But I think the next time I went in to try to buy more stars, because I'm like, if it's a 1-to-1, I'm okay with that. But I think the next time I went to buy some, they were more expensive for me to buy them. But the people, the receiving end, still only gets the penny. So that's how that works. That's how that works. I think they have to, I mean, they have to pay, I'm sure, processing fees. But yeah. See, Renee says, you guys are people who care about your personal stuff, that it's your business and nobody else's. As long as you are good people, that's all that is important, right? Should be. Should be. Okay. So I've been talking a lot. Sorry about that. I thought that was only going to take like 5 quick minutes at the beginning, and I was going to, you know, do our plug and keep going. But yeah, it took 30 minutes. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Don't know. Jermaine says, I don't understand why Facebook would let Andrew comment if they thought he was a spammer. Yeah. I don't know. We're only guessing because they don't give you a reason. They don't actually tell you why you've been blocked. At least nothing that I've seen yet or that Andrew's told me. So we're only guessing. But the only thing that Andrew did differently over the weekend to get blocked starting Monday is that he was replying robustly to people in the TGBE group, and especially people who watched our video in the TGBE on Enameling. So that's the only thing we can think of, the reason why he was blocked from going live, because he didn't go live from his account for the TGBE. We went live from my account or StreamYard. So we don't know why, but the only thing he was doing of his own account was commenting with people. So that's the only thing we can guess. Again, unless somebody reported him for something. But he hasn't been blocked from using Facebook totally, like some people get full blocks, and he has had blocks on commenting before. So we don't know, because it, like Andrew said, it's a mystery. They don't actually tell you. Diane says they probably don't know why they blocked you, right? Andrew says it could have been somebody who didn't like him. It could have been. It's pretty fascist to block someone and not tell them why. And that's the thing. We all use social media to the point where we feel it's ours, but it's not. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the companies who are running it. And if they feel that they are large enough that they can block people without telling them why, and they won't lose subscribers or users, then they're going to do it, right? I don't think it's the right thing to do, but that's their decision. And being their own company, I guess they can do that, and we can choose whether we think that's okay or not. And Facebook is where most of our people are right now, so that's where we are. But if we can move people over to another platform where we can have the same kind of community videos and community feel, then we're going to try and do some of that. Andrew said, there are people who don't particularly care for him and have tried to ruin him and our business. It's true. I won't get into that because that's a whole other story, and we're not getting into too many negative thoughts today. But there are people who are and have been actively trying to ruin our business, and especially Andrew's name. So it could have been them. We don't know. We don't know for sure. June sent us some stars for a future cottage bathroom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Star Cottage Studio could definitely use some stars, that's for sure. Susan says, we must remember we are the product. It's true, right? We're not the owners. We are not the owners. As much as we feel like it's our space and our timeline, they spend a lot of money convincing you that it's yours, right? But it's not. It's not at all. Diane says, the problem is there isn't any legit competition for Facebook, so they get away with it. Yeah, and I don't want to slam Facebook entirely. I like Facebook. I really do. I think it's a good way to connect with people. We've built amazing communities there. Most of you watching this are watching from Facebook, and we're all comfortable with it, and we like it. Yeah, it has some bad things. Everything does, right? So I'm not trying to slam them entirely, but I don't like some of their practices. Being blocked and not being told why, or being able to refute it in any meaningful way, that's difficult. That's difficult. Oh, let's see here. Diane says, you think if somebody reported you, you get blocked entirely. I have a friend who routinely gets himself banned for arguing with people. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they just reported his live video, so they cut out his lives. We don't know. We can only guess at this point because they don't tell you. Andrew said, the way I grew up, I was picked on and bullied constantly. Even to this day, there is still a lot of prejudice. So it is important for me to stand up for people, and that makes me less than popular and has ruffled feathers. So I walk with a target on my back. Yeah, Andrew's one of those people that he's going to stick up for his friends. And just stick up for things that are morally correct, or don't know if morally or ethically, I don't know if those are the correct words, but he's going to stand up for people when they need it. And especially if they are people who are close to him. And that does not make him popular to the people who he's standing up to. And I've seen some of this firsthand, and it's not pretty, but that's the case. And that's, that's why there are certain people we work with and certain people we do not work with anymore. And I won't go into much detail about that. But when we talk about, when we buy from people who treat people right, and we say that we're buying from people that we know their business practices, we mean that. There have been a number of people that we no longer buy from and no longer use in the store because of things we found out. And at the moment we find things out, we cut them out. It's not like, oh, well, they're good for business. We don't look the other way. And we refuse to look the other way because we might be able to get stones for $5 cheaper a strand. So what? In the whole realm of beads and in the whole scheme of things, it's not worth compromising our values to try to put out a cheaper product. So there are vendors that we have completely cut out because we believe that people should be treated right. And, we're not just going to believe just, anyone that has anything, because anyone could say anything. I'm 100% sure there are people who say things about us. I'm sure of it. And some of those are the people that we've cut out. I'm sure of it. But, when you hear report after report and you start looking into things and you hear more and more, and when you realize that it is a problem, if we can't fix the problem, if we can't work with that person or that vendor to fix the problem, then we are going to eliminate the problem as far as we're concerned. We won't support the problem anymore. So that's kind of, that's the truth. That's how Allegory Gallery works. That's how we've always worked. And a lot of that is down to Andrew, who, is not afraid to stand up to people, even if it means risking business, if it means risking, vendors and, having to cut product lines. We do it because that's the right thing to do as far as we're concerned. And so, like I said, we always talk about community here. And, I don't think some people realize how deeply we mean that. We are a community. Just like in our groups, if somebody is bullying someone else, we kick them out. It's not up for question. If you're not nice to people in the community and you don't treat people well in our community, you don't need to be in the community, right? So we want it to be a safe space for people. And being a safe space extends further than, just our border of our groups or our store. Being a safe space for people sometimes means cutting vendors out when you find out something is wrong, or, not working with certain people when what they're doing isn't right by your standards. So that's what I'll say on that. I went into more detail, I think, than I really was going to. I don't want to bring down the vibe, but I do want people to realize, and it's very important to us, that, we're not necessarily a huge store, but Andrew is well known in the beading world. We are getting more and more well known. And when you become more well known, I think you have a responsibility sometimes to stand up for what's right, even if it means taking a hit yourself. And we've taken a lot of hits through the years. We're taking some as we speak, I'm sure, but it's just the way things are. And sometimes that, it ruffles feathers. It makes people uneasy. Even if they're not 100%, even if they're not 100% involved, it can make people uneasy and people will shy away from you. And that happens too. But we're going to do what's right and what we feel is right. And we want you to know that when we deal with people, we are honestly trying our best to deal with people who treat everyone around them well, and people who are fair. And that's really what it comes down to. Let's see. The only reason that I even think that it might be someone reporting me is that there was also suspicious activity for others involved. One of our friends had a live cell after an incident, and their lives kept getting reported and taken down. So definitely, yeah, definitely could be. Diane says, jealous of your success. And, you know, I don't know if it's that. You know, I don't know how successful we are. Like, you know, we just work hard at putting out the best quality of everything that we can. And I know we could do more, and we could work harder, and we could up our quality, but we try to do what we can do. And I don't know if we're successful. I think, you know, we have a lot going on. We've built the business from nothing. Allegory Gallery was not a thing. We didn't buy the store. We created it. And really, Andrew created it in the beginning. And we have just, you know, done as much as we can do. And any success that we have, I believe, comes from us constantly and consistently trying to do the best thing and the right thing. And hopefully that's what people in the world still want, is the best thing and the right thing. And that's what we'll continue to do. Like I said, we've taken hits before because of it. You know, sometimes, you know, there are retaliations that can happen. But I don't think, you know, I hate to say I don't think we're successful. We are. And we've done a lot with a little, I think. Could we be more successful? Yes. But we don't want to do that at the cost of, you know, treating people poorly. We don't want people to be treated poorly. And so, yeah, some people, I don't know that it's necessarily jealousy as much as it is that we tell people when we think they're doing things wrong, or mistreating people. And Andrew's not afraid to tell someone, and he's not afraid to make it known. And, you know, that can have, you know, repercussions, but they're the kind of repercussions that we would rather have, because that means that we are at least standing up for people. Let's see here. Suzanne got bullied in a snake ID group today. That's awful. You know, the groups are supposed to be fun. Groups are supposed to be enjoyable. I don't understand why people get like that. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for tuning in. We're just talking. I've been going on for a lot longer than I thought from my intro. We'll get to the Czech glass here soon, I promise, if y'all want to even see it. I know we're having a kind of a let's chat day at this point. Let's see here. Let's see. Certain types of people just can't stand up to have someone stand up to them, particularly publicly, but that doesn't mean that it isn't the right thing to do anyway. And that's, yes, exactly. Barbara says, I don't know how people can live with themselves by doing wrong. I don't either, honestly. It would inhibit me from doing just about anything if I honestly knew or felt that we were doing wrong by people. Andrew says, I think we're successful. We turned very little into a lot. Are we rich? No. Do we have lots of followers? No. But I think that we have a good community. We have a place that is open to all, and a place that encourages and empowers people to make beauty in a world that can oftentimes be ugly. And I agree with that. I really do. And I guess, you know, I don't want to say we're not successful, because I think I actually said that to Andrew. I said, we are pretty successful. You know, we have a lot. And we started with very little. But I mean, the main thing is we have all of you out there who are supporting us, and, you know, who are truly going out into the world and letting people know that we are a good place to get things from, because of the way we get things, because of the things that we do, because of the things that we have. And, you know, I often sign off on emails and posts saying, thank you for your support. And that isn't just like a tagline of mine. That's like honestly heartfelt. every time I write it. Like, sometimes I write it so much that I feel like people are just like, oh yeah, he just throws that out there. It's not. And it's truly you all who make us successful. You know, the only thing we do is buy things from, you know, hopefully reputable people and good people and sell them on to you, trying to make sure that the things we buy are quality. And, you know, yes, it takes some kind of talent to do some of that and an eye for things, but really it's you all who keep us going and make us successful. Kimberly says, you are successful. You've built a wonderful and loyal community based on your character and legit business practices and a wee bit of creativity and talent. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I do appreciate that. Kim says, stay true to your beliefs. I appreciate y'all. Well, we appreciate you all too. Oh, Renee says, I've left several baking groups because people were just being hateful and rude. I refuse to deal with those types of people. And that's the thing. Like, I'm so glad that, like, in our design challenge group, we don't have that. I'm so glad that we don't have to deal with that. I know the group's smaller than a lot of other groups, but it's small for a reason, right? In a way, because we don't let that happen, and people get ejected from the group if things like that, if they're constantly doing things like that, because that's not what it's about. Oh, let's see here. Donna says, Andrew Thornton, and this is why I love our community. Thank you so much. Diane says, that's what I mean. You are so successful making people feel good about themselves. That's what we want to do, because there is no point in people feeling bad about themselves. What does that do for anybody? I don't know. It doesn't do anything if I make someone feel bad about themselves other than make me feel bad that I did it. Let's see here. Success isn't always about dollars and cents. No, it's not at all. You know, but that helps. Dollars and cents definitely help when you want to do more, when you want to do more and keep doing more. Oh, let's see here. Andrew says, someone said they couldn't do something if they thought it was wrong. There's a certain type of person that doesn't have the ability to have cognitive dissonance, where they can see themselves outside of themselves. With classic narcissistic behaviors, they can't see what they are doing is wrong. And that's true, right? Very, very true. Susan says, the design challenge group is a delight. Everyone is so encouraging and supportive. I'm glad. And I really, really love that group. I really do. Donna says the design challenge group is great. I agree. We have a really good group of people. Renee says, I'll feel better when the Star Cottage has a bathroom, right? You need dollars and cents to make a bathroom. So that's part of it all too, right? Okay, I've been talking for 48 minutes and 12 seconds about all this. I'm going to start showing you some stuff. This is not anything you couldn't see. This is not anything you couldn't see in the online store, but sometimes, you know, a video and something moving shows things a little bit better. So I'm going to pull some random pieces of or strands of Czech glass that we put in the online store so you can check it out, because I literally have a whole box full of stuff. This is all stuff we've just added within probably the last day or so into the online store. So that's a lot. But since I've already been talking for like an hour, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. Barbara, darn, I have to sign off and watch the replay because my son came over to visit. Well, spend time with family. Go spend time with family. We'll be here to watch later. And like I said, none of this is anything that you can't see going to allegorygallery.com right now. All right. So definitely family is important. Susan says, I'm so happy I found all of you through the GBE several seasons ago. I love the community that's been created here. You clearly have created your amazing business based on quality and integrity. We try our best. You know, we fail sometimes, you know, and that's sad. And it hurts us when we do. But we try to do everything as we can on quality, like you said, quality and integrity, right? Okay, I'm going to spin this around. You're going to see our ceiling for a while and that broken tile that makes Andrew crazy over there. And let's see here. Let's go here into settings and camera and try to flip this camera around. There we go. Andrew says, sorry everyone for mucking up the energy. I apologize. It's just fresh and we're still processing it. Yeah, you know, it happens. And we consider you, you know, sometimes, and maybe it's not right because I know, you know, we're a quote unquote business and you're quote unquote customers. And, you know, but we consider you all friends, especially those who've been around for a long time. And sometimes, you know, sometimes we vent a little bit, you know, because you vent to your friends, right? And I know that that's not quote unquote professional, which is one of those things that you know, there's this idea of being professional in a business, and I think that idea is a little bit old-fashioned because people think you shouldn't talk about your feelings anymore. Some people really are against that, and I don't necessarily think that's the case. And that's why sometimes Andrew hates that word when people say you're not professional. But we are, you know, sometimes we vent with you all because we consider you friends. And maybe that's crossing a line sometimes. I don't know how you all feel about it. I know some of you are fine because you've told us. But it's not for everyone, and we get that. So we try to keep this to a minimum. But sometimes, you know, when things are fresh, sometimes that's what you do, right? You just vent a little bit. Diane said, I think sometimes you need to vent that negative energy into a space where there is better energy to sort of neutralize it. I agree. I agree. And when you have people to help you do that, it's a great thing. Andrew said, there are a few things I hate, but that's one of them, right? Saying you have to be professional, quote unquote professional. What does that even mean anymore? Okay. Sharon says, exchange of ideas in a community is not unprofessional, right? I don't think so either. But there are people who think that no business owner should ever talk about anything personal or anything near personal. And I've actually lost friends over this because of that. And it's not, you know, it's a stupid idea. It's an old-fashioned idea. The reason that businesses, I think, are on social media is so that they can be more personal with their followers and supporters. Like, I think that's the dream. But I don't know. Some people think that that's crazy. Andrew said, I feel like the word professional is abused and used as a muzzle to make people conform or force people to comply. And that's usually how it is used these days anyway, is at least how it's been used toward us. Okay, anyway, check this out. Look, there's actual beads now. We've gotten to the actual bead portion of the live after an hour. Look at these. These are some of my favorite check glass strands right now. And each strand, as you can see, has multiple sizes of beads on them. And I love, love, love this blue. So this is available in the online store right now. Let me actually put that up. So if any of y'all are super new, you can see where that is. Donna says, I don't think it's crazy. I feel more connected, right? I think so too. We feel connected to you. You feel connected to us. But, you know, it's not that, you know, that old kind of, you know, banking mentality or something where you're a face and you're not even a face. You're a company with a logo, and it feels so cold to me. When, you know, if people were just coming in and we didn't ask them how their day was and actually care, like, I hate that. I hate going into a store like that, where you know that people don't really care. They're just trying to get your sale. And I don't like that. But that's the quote unquote professional way that some people see businesses. Diane says, I think it's nice to get to know the people behind the business. It makes me it's more likely to make me want to buy things from them if I feel like I know who they are and what I am supporting. I agree. I agree. Terry says, absolutely. It's getting to be friends, right? Why shouldn't you? Like, some people are vehemently against businesses having friends in their customer base. And I think that's crazy. That's why I even hate the word customer. Like, you all are supporters of us. You are supporting us. And that's why I always say you're supporters out there. I hate the word customer because it harkens back to that, where it's like a faceless entity who is just buying things. Kimberly says, oh, I love this Picasso mustard strand. Isn't it gorgeous? Really, really pretty. And these are all faceted rounds in multiple sizes. There's multiple sizes. I think at least 3 different sizes on each strand. Excuse me. I've been talking so much and I didn't refill my water. Andrew says, I like the idea of professionalism as an ideal for people who do better, for people to do better and maintain semblance and functionality as a business. But I don't care what someone wears as long as they can do their job. I don't care if someone is expressive of their language as long as they convey their meaning. I don't care if someone has tattoos or piercings or dyed hair. I don't care if someone cries. There is this mentality that we have to be stripped of our humanity. It's true. And that's what some people think. And I just don't agree. And you can call me unprofessional, I guess, if you want to. And if you don't like that, we're definitely not the store for you. That's just the be all and end all of that, I guess. Sizes on these. I just happen to have a ruler here. And as I do that, this strand only has 2 sizes. So some of these, I think these strands in particular only have about 2 different sizes. So these are approximately 8mm and 10mm. So they're probably 6, 8, and 10 is my guess. Let me see, these little ones over here, these were 6. Yeah, 6, 8, and 10mm. Oops, keep bumping the stand. These only have 8 and 10 on them, but the other strands have 6, 8, and 10. And not every strand may have every size. They just came like that. That's the way they came. And I love them. I love them a lot. What else do I love? I love melon cut. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a super simple way to make a lot of things. So these are these beautiful light blue melons. And you can use these in earrings. You can use them in a bracelet. You can use them in necklaces. The melons are a really good bead to use in just about any kind of design, really. So those are some of the melon cuts. Those are about $6 a strand, I believe. The first ones I showed you were all 3 of them. They were $8 a strand. If you watch these enough, you know I love green. So check that out. It's a beautiful lime green melon. Now these melons I think are 6, am I right? 8, I'm sorry. 8mm melons. And, ooh, I like these ones too. These light blue with the black. Look at those. So those went into the online store. We have, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or so, 11 different kind of melon strands. Oh, here's a pretty one. I just have to show you these too. I'm not usually a beige kind of person, but this kind of white with this little gold luster on it, really, really, really pretty. I really like these. Kimberly asked me, what's my favorite color? Sorry, I keep coughing. This is the most I've talked all day. I've mostly been online today. So my favorite color used to be, growing up, it was red. I love, love, love red. And now my favorite color is kind of green. I love green. I have green eyes, so green just works well for me too. But and most greens are okay with my skin because I'm very light skinned. So I can do well with greens. Sorry. I don't know what's... I need to get something to drink. But I really like most colors. I didn't used to like yellow, and I've said this before in these lives, until Pantone had yellow as a color, and now I love yellow. I love orange. There aren't many colors that I don't like. The only reason I wouldn't like a color generally is because it's not even that I don't like it, it's just that I can't wear it. So like I don't wear gold. I don't wear a lot of yellow, but I like it as a color. But green and red, which is, you know, a big Christmas combination, I just really do happen to love both of them. Andrew said, I think part of why we are the way we are, particularly about social media and business, is that we strive to be as authentic as possible. We share our challenges as much as our wins. I don't really subscribe to the fake it till you make it ideology. I prefer the idea of growth, right? And I think Andrew and I we both kind of agree on that. And that's, you know, one of the things that I think makes our little business special is that, yeah, we want to share with you our wins and our challenges, and we're not just going to hide behind the scenes and you know, make everything look good, because we know firsthand that a lot of people are out there trying to start their own businesses too. And it's just like my whole philosophy about the William Tries Things thing that I've started. If you only see people who are experts at things, or that are seemingly experts at things, it makes you feel bad about yourself or your abilities. If all you ever see are artists who are amazing, then why would anyone else pick up a paintbrush if they're not going to be good at it right away, right? And that's why I created my group, to try and get people to just try new stuff, because it's okay to try stuff. And that's the whole thing. If we hid our challenges in our business, look at these, by the way. I'm going to stop and just talk about these for a second. These are 6mm melons. And I love this transparent with the red. So I think if you hide your challenges as a business, yes, you look good to investors and you look good to all these people, but to all the people out there who may be trying to start something too, it doesn't help them, right? Because if you think everyone just has a great time, anytime you have a hardship, you're going to think that there's something wrong with you. And that's not what we want. That's not what we want at all. So we share our challenges and we share our successes with people and with our followers out there, with our supporters. Diane says, I think traditional professionalism has its place. If you're a lawyer going to court or a police officer, for instance, you have to maintain an image and distance. But if you're a bead store owner, professional is more about being a responsible business owner. And that has some truth to it too. That definitely has some truth to it too. You know, you don't necessarily think of your lawyer as somebody who's going to tell you all their life problems, right? Or your doctor is going to come into the doctor's office and talk to you about their problems. But then again, I guess you don't expect your bead store owner maybe to talk about their problems. But I think there's something that brings people together when people are able to see that, you know, not everyone's perfect and not everything is just one big success story. Because I think that defeats some people, and it stops people from actually trying sometimes. It shouldn't have that effect, right? You think it'd be the opposite, but sometimes it isn't. Susan likes the red and clear combo. Me too. Andrew likes blues. Blues are his favorites. Susan says the blue and clear rocks too, right? Diane says, I have to admit you are the only shopping place online that I wish I had enough money to purchase a bathroom as a gift for you. Well, we appreciate that, Diane. We certainly do. And you know, that means a lot that you even think like that. It means a lot that somebody would even think like that. And here's a copper toned, like a brown copper toned and clear. I really like these little clear ones. I really like these little clear ones. And these are $5 available in the online store now. Now. So check it out. Check it out. And if you like that kind of purpley one, we do have a purpley and blue. Purpley and blue one available. Now remember, all of these are already in the online store. The only reason I'm really showing them to you is because sometimes it's just good to see them on video. We try and take the best photos that we can and make sure color's as correct as we can and it looks nice and there isn't too much going on that you can actually see the beads. You've probably noticed a lot of our photos are fairly simple, but we like to keep it fairly simple so that the beads stand out. And that's done, you know, for a reason. Sometimes we get more artsy with our photos, but generally our product photos, we do it so that you can see the beads stand out. Look at these. Look at these. These are just gorgeous beads. Yeah, we like to show you that, but sometimes a video is just, you know, a picture says 1,000 words and a video is even better. Movement is one of those things. I had this dream, and I started the online store when we moved over to Shopify. Every product had a video with it, and I wanted to keep that up, but it just was not one of those things that was, you know, that was going to be realistic. So now we do the live videos, and that kind of takes the place of that in a lot of ways. Susan said this is a great way to get a closer look. I think so too. I think supplementing our listings with lives is a lot better. I get to chat with you and not just sit here and take videos myself to post. And I think it's more fun this way too. Donna says, I have a strand of those and they are stunning. They really are. They really are. And these are really nice too. Nice neutrals to use. Lorraine says, I should have waited to make a purchase from the store this morning so I could buy some of these. If your order has not shipped yet, Lorraine, you can continually add to, you can purchase more and we'll refund shipping. All of our shipping is done by weight. So if you go over the weight, then of course there won't be much to refund. But if you are still under the weight of whatever you purchased before, we will combine orders and refund you the shipping. So never hesitate. If we've not shipped your order yet, if you didn't get that email saying that your order has been shipped, you can definitely make another order and we'll add them together when we ship. Because these are really, really spectacular. And I don't want anyone to miss out on these. We only have a few strands of each. There are 3 or 4 strands of each one of these so far that I'm showing you that are in the online store, but once we're out, we probably won't be getting them for a little while again, or at all, depending if we can even get these. Sharon says, I need a loan. I've spent too much, but I'm greedy and I want more. Right? I think so too. That's the way I am. That's the way I am. These are really pretty. They have that green and blue together with that gold. Nice. These are like, these look expensive, right? They look expensive. And I think they add a little bit, they could add a little bit to anything really. And if you look up the listings in the online store, you should see sizes listed too, because I'm not going through all the sizes, but they should be in the listings on the online store. If they're not, you can just send us an email and ask if you're really interested in knowing something. And then look at these rondelles. They almost glow, right? Like even that blue in there, like look at that blue. It almost glows. Really, really like these. And I think these are really good prices. Only $6, $6 for that strand. There's a lot you could do with that and only spend $6. We try to keep our prices as low as we can. It's not always easy, especially with the pandemic and everything going up, but we do make an attempt to keep prices out of the realm of impossibility for most people. Because you can't make anything if you can't afford to buy anything, right? Sharon says, I don't do enamel. Would Andrew be willing to color a cactus pendant? Or I'll have to stain it. You mean one of the ones from the online store? The ones we showed in the TGBE? We might be able to do it. I can't guarantee how it's going to necessarily come out. But that's probably not an issue. Probably not an issue. I have to let Andrew speak for himself there, but I've learned how to enamel. I could probably do it. I don't know if I do it as well as he would. Andrew said, we imported these directly. We work with a manufacturer in the Czech Republic that specializes in unique finishes. I like things that look ancient or have character, so that's why we picked the ones with the gilding and ancient surface. Susan says, that's nice. A bit like turquoise. Yeah, it's a little bit like turquoise, but just a little bit off, right? But I think it would pair well with some turquoise. Andrew, there, he's volunteering me. Yeah, I could do a pendant. Just let me know. Do you want the what was it, the green color we used? Like I said, I can't promise it's going to be perfect, but if you don't enamel anyway, I guess you couldn't promise yourself it's going to be perfect either. But if you do purchase one and you want me to, enamel it, just put that in the notes of the order. Put it in the notes of your order, or if you already ordered, excuse me, send an email so I don't forget. Because my mind is kind of wonky right now with everything that we've been doing. My day started out with a 2-hour-long consultation to help a friend of ours get a Shopify store up and running. So that's how my day started. Started earlier than normal. Because I don't get up early. And this person, they only had early morning available. So I met them in the early morning virtually, and we had a consultation. So that's how my day started. And I got about 4 hours of sleep maybe last night, which may also be why my voice is giving out. Everyone loves these, right? I do too. That's why I'm just like talking while I'm showing them, because they're like mesmerizing anyway. What size are these? These are, whoops, helps if I don't look on inches, right? Although some people might want inches, I don't know. These are about 9 millimeter. 9 millimeter by approximately 6 millimeter. So about 9 by 6. Lynn says, I wish you guys would do an enameling video. My kiln is rusting in the basement from non-use. We kind of did. Did you watch were you watching the TGBE? We pretty much did. Andrew did a full pretty much tutorial of how to do enameling. So if you missed that in the TGBE, you can watch it on the replay there or on our live tab on Facebook or YouTube. You can check that out. So there are those. These are $6, only a strand. But I only have, I think, 4 strands of these. So get them if you love them as much as I do. As much as I'd hate to see them all go, I would like them to be in the right hands. How about these? These little crystal beauties. Andrew said, I love the person that I did the consult with, but they wake up early. One time we drove to Bead and Button all night, and they called the hotel room at 7 a.m. And Cindy was like, I am still sleeping, and hung up. Yeah, I forgot about that. But that's true. Yeah, I'm not an early person. You can catch me probably, generally you'll catch me up until about 4 or 5 a.m. staying up. But after that, if I could get up at 11 or noon or even 1 p.m. every day, my internal clock likes that. I've always been like that. I have never not been like that. It's not something that just developed. Even as a kid, I liked staying up late and going to bed. Going to bed late and staying up late and getting up late. But they say, from what I've read, there's probably an evolutionary reason for that, because all tribes at some point needed people to be awake at all hours to protect the village or protect the tribe. And so there are people who are they believe naturally tuned to staying up late and sleeping in, because their time to help watch or gather food or, be security was those late night hours. That all being said, I'm trying to become more of a morning person, but it's not going very well at the moment. How about these drukes? Speckled drukes. They look like bird eggs. That's what everyone says, so I've just started saying it too. They look like bird eggs. Susan says, I'm excited to dust off my kiln and give enameling a try, hoping to see more of Andrew's enameling experiments. Yeah, if you didn't watch Andrew's reel on YouTube, or not YouTube, boy, on Instagram, those reels, if you didn't watch that, you can see Andrew's failure last night. It was so good, and I was like, this looks good. And then I watched it to the end. I was like, oh, I see it. I said, oh, poor Andrew. He was up so late working last night, and then to have that fail on him. So if you didn't see his reel, go into his Instagram account and watch the reel. You'll see what ended up happening. Here are these green little bird eggs. Andrew said, this new artist in residence is a challenge. Not so much the extra work or even fitting it all in, but because I am a night owl and it's all during the day. Yeah, they expect him to be up early and there during daylight working hours. It's not easy. It's not easy. Susan says, I love staying up and listening to music and reading. It's meditative, but the hubs and cats don't allow it much. Our cats have conformed. They pretty much sleep with me in the bed until I get up. And if I get up at noon or 1, they'll sleep until I get up. And then now Babette, she will try and hassle me a little bit if I'm taking too long. She'll give it her best shot. But they are pretty good. They've conformed to our schedules. But they are also just house cats. They're not outside cats. So our schedule is kind of their schedule. Renee says, my dogs rule the house. 8:30 is bedtime and 6 is wake up time. Whew. If I deviate from that schedule, my dogs let me know about it. Yeah, dogs are one thing when you have to let them out and walk them, right? Sharon says, I don't have Instagram. His reel should have, I think, unless he didn't push it through to Facebook. You might be able to see it on Facebook, though, under Andrew Thornton Artist, if you look at his artist page. So you might be able to see it there. I don't know. Facebook's trying to get you to do separate reels, I think, on Facebook than on YouTube, because now they've released a reel button that they've opened up to everybody. So it's getting crazy out there. So I don't know how things are translating or not. This is vintage Czech glass. Isn't this beautiful? And these are kind of slightly twisted flat ovals, I guess. But they have this beautiful finish to them. Just really lovely. And these are vintage. I think these are from the 80s or so. They're as vintage as I am, pretty much. All right, what else do I have to show you? I don't want to take all of your time. These are some of my favorites too. These are $9.50. These are vintage Czech glass. Check those out. I love these. Hopefully everyone else out there does too. But I just think they're so pretty. And maybe you don't. That's okay. But I do. $9.50. And if you like that color, that kind of yellow, light yellow, beigey color, we have more in that vintage line. You probably are not going to ever see these again once they are, once these are gone. Because I've never seen these again since we've gotten them. And we've had them for a number of years. Some of them on the store floor. Some of them have been packed away and we're releasing them. Andrew said, it's too much, LOL. They expect us to shuffle around and act like preteens on TikTok, and then Instagram is pushing dancing content now too. Yeah, you know, I like to dance, but I'm not going to dance like a crazy person on a TikTok video. Sorry. You go out to a club and I'll dance. No problem with that. But dance to get attention on a TikTok, I'd rather show you some beads to buy, right? That's what you want to see. You don't want to see me dancing around. You want to see the beads you're going to buy. Czech glass, vintage Czech glass. These don't say vintage, but these are vintage. $8.50 for these. I really like these. They have kind of like that twisted kind of, they almost look like an icicle. When an icicle melts and it starts to develop that kind of bumpy, lumpy nature, that's what I like on these. Sharon ordered. Thank you so much, Sharon. Susan says, no one wants to see a vintage me dancing on TikTok. You know, we should have a, maybe we should have a bead dance off on TikTok, and we'll all get on TikTok and just start dancing around. That's about the only way you're going to get me to do it, is if we do it as a community and we just have fun with it. Then I might do it. Here's some more vintage goodness. These red maroon kind of burgundy tubes. And what else? I'm just going to show you a few more. Like I said, you can all see this online, but you know, while we're here, we may as well show you. These are nice, little pretty little things. These are $6 a strand. These are vintage as well. Sharon said she got those, or at least wanted them. Hopefully you got what you wanted. I hope you got what you wanted. More vintage. These beautiful drops. They have that shampoo effect to them. Love, love, love that. $7.50. Sharon says, I want too much. I know that feeling. I am no stranger to that feeling. Andrew said, I had a conversation with another bead seller about the word vintage. To her, she said that was before 1960, but that's what was considered vintage when she started selling beads. I said, you know, time keeps ticking, right? 1980 was over 40 years ago. And she was like, you know, you're right. Yeah, vintage is generally about 20 years, just about 20 years. I know that's how they do it in cars, because I worked for a British car parts supplier. A vintage car is generally 20 years. An antique car is 30 or more. So you have 10 years from the time you become vintage to the time you're an antique. These are pretty too. And these might glow under black light. I don't have my black light here. but these might actually glow under black light. Some of this series did. All right, I think that's it for today. I'm going to say that's it for now. Let me flip the camera back around so you can see my face one last time for today. All right, let's see. Whoops, there we go. I'm on this weird thing. Okay, so how was that? I hope it was okay. I hope you enjoyed it. Even our talk at the beginning, which took a long time. And hopefully if you're doing the rewatch on this and you didn't want to watch it, you just fast forwarded to the beads. But thank you all for hanging in there with me and kind of, you know, allowing us to vent a little bit, right? I think we all need to do that sometimes. And, oh, you know what? Tomorrow's my birthday. So I don't know if I'm going to be live tomorrow. I may take the day off for my birthday. We'll see. Andrew, I think, was going to go into Pittsburgh, so maybe I'll go in with him and just do some roaming around Pittsburgh while he's working. We'll see. Or maybe I'll be at the store and we'll celebrate this weekend. I don't know. But tomorrow's my birthday, so like I said, if you don't see me, if you don't see us live tomorrow, that's why. I'll try and put up a note to let people know. But I was going to show you some things coming to the online store. Maybe I'll show you real quick. These are things that are not in the online store yet, and they are coming to the online store. Denise says, happy birthday. Thank you. Kim says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Sharon says, y'all need rest. I need rest. You can probably see it, right? My face is like getting these dark circles. I do need some rest. Marianne says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Andrew says, we were talking about being middle-aged and someone said that I was still young. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel young and I don't feel old. So I'm in the middle, right? That's pretty much how I feel these days. Susan says, spa day. I kind of wish, but I'm not a spa person. I'd rather buy a piece of technology or something. That would be great. We'll see. But we're saving up for toilets and bathrooms right now. But so yeah, these are I know this is not the greatest way to show you these, but this is just a quick preview of what's coming up in the online store. We're going to have some new quote new vintage plastic coming up soon in the online store. So we're going to be adding that probably closer to the end of the weekend, the start of next week. Andrew said, I got him massages once and he never used them. It's true. He got me these coupons for free massages and I just never used them. I don't know why. I like massages, but I'm kind of weird around other people and massages. I don't know why. Let me see. Can I do this the right way? Here we go. So these are some things that are coming up in the online store. These are vintage plastic. Vintage plastic. I love these ones. These ones look like bone, like tea-stained bone. Andrew said, I don't like to be touched a lot, so it's not for me. Yeah, that's the thing. I've actually, I don't think ever had a massage from somebody else other than if I was dating somebody. It's weird for me, but Andrew was trying to do a good thing for me, and I appreciated it. So those are some things, just a quick look of some things coming up in the online store. If you like vintage plastic, we love vintage plastic, by the way. So those are going to be coming up. We're going to have some pewdies. Pewdies are going to start showing up in the online store for those of you who have been asking us to please add them. So we're going to add pewdies to the online store. We have Let me just show you if I can lift it. We have a whole bowl full of different beauties that are going in the online store. Some of the plastic, we have vintage plastic, and some we have vintage lucite. So they are different. These are going to be vintage plastic. Most of them, I think all of them that we're going to be adding. What is a pewty? A pewty is a pewter spacer of some sort, or small pewter bead. We call them pewties. A lot of people in the industry, I think, call them pewties. But these are fine. They are pewter, but not made with any lead or cadmium. They're lead and cadmium free. So we're going to be adding those by the tube into the online store. And what else? What else? Andrew said one time Greg accidentally booked us a couples massage. That's funny. That's funny. That probably made for an interesting time. So, okay, I think that's it. My birthday's tomorrow, so I may not see you tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. And if not, we'll see you on Friday with something. As Andrew answering here a little more expandedly, a little more whatever, not necessarily lucite. There are different kinds of plastic. Plastic is an umbrella term that encompasses lucite, resin, acrylic, bakelite, rubber, and others. So we do have some lucite, but generally we will list it as lucite if we know for sure that it is. Otherwise, we will say vintage plastic. And this vintage plastic is generally from the 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, upwards into the 80s. Then we have other vintage plastic that takes on from the 90s and now even the 2000s, right? Something in 2000, vintage now, right? So, yeah. What else is going on? Yeah, they are talking about, Sharon says, be safe out there. We are having an ice storm. They're talking about an ice storm coming through. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to head home now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for putting up with us. And we hope that you're having a great week. And what is today? Is today Wednesday? I don't know what day it is. Today is Wednesday. So happy midweek. And we'll see you here again shortly. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll see you again soon. Bye now.